Hello, everyone, and welcome to Losses Above Replacement, the best baseball podcast to grace your ears. I am today's host, Alex Clark, joined by the one and only Mr. Splash Man Splash. How you doing, man?
We're vibing. Work screwed me over today, so here we are recording a podcast.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, that's fair. At least now we get to do what we love doing of talking sports. So
Yes,
this is a good point.
and that's a good reminder for me to turn my alarms off so it doesn't go off.
Very true.
Now you just need to remind me to turn them back on tomorrow so I don't oversleep.
This is a good point. I'm doing okay. I played in a golf tournament this weekend, and I did probably two of the worst rounds I've had in the last couple of years. Did not play great. Had some good shots I made, but overall not great. And I think I tweaked my hip, so it's really hurt to walk for the last couple of days, including while playing in the tournament. So fun times. Anyway, regardless, one of the things that's been going on in the world of sports here, the entire eyes of the world have been on the Olympics. That's been something that people just, when it comes to that time of year, everyone tunes in to watch. Baseball is not in this year's Summer Olympics, but will be in the 2028 Olympics over in Tokyo, which is going to be a lot of fun. Los Angeles. Sorry, Los Angeles. Why did I say Tokyo?
They were just in Tokyo, pal.
You're right. I'm sorry. I was thinking about this. My apologies. Anyway.
Okay. It's like,
in Los Angeles.
We're not going back to Tokyo that would be the third time.
Fair enough. Anyway, Los Angeles. It's in Los Angeles. It's going to be a lot of fun. But more than likely, even though baseball is going to be in the Olympics during that year, more than likely, you're probably not going to see a lot of pro players during it, especially considering the fact
major league players,
pro
players, yes, major leaguers,
not major league players, because it's during the summer, and that makes some conflicts with something called the Major League Baseball season, something like that. But we decided that we're gonna have a little bit of fun today, as our leadoff segment is a what if, basically, and our what if is, what if major league players were able to play in the 2028 Olympics? What would be the starting lineup, as well as the main pitchers here for this as well? Both of us have come up with our lists here. And remember, this is for 2028. This is not 2024. This is not 2025. This is 4 years in the future, and we have taken that kind of to heart. I will admit, with my lineup, you could probably put it on the field right now and it would still be really good.
Right.
So, but we both have come up with our lineup. I think let's just, for this, we haven't planned this fully out here. Let's just start with our starting pitchers, and then we'll go into our lineup directly. So, your starting pitcher for game 1 of the Olympics.
This is the easiest pick.
Yep.
It's Paul Skeens.
Yeah,
be
not
serious.
a chance as anyone else.
Be serious. It's Paul Skeens.
It's Paul Skeens. The dude's young. He's good.
He might be the best pitcher in baseball today, and he's 22.
Exactly, yeah. He's going to be 26 in that Olympics. And I don't see any way how he's going to go down. Like, hopefully, knock on wood, injuries are fine, all that. But, if the dude progresses like how a lot of people think he's going to, this dude's going to be a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he already is a monster. And he's a rookie. So, yeah, he's obviously my number 1 starting pitcher, too. This is where we start to get a little bit different. Who's your number 2 pitcher?
Yeah, I didn't really have any order with these.
So yeah, I didn't either.
Pick your favorite order. Spencer Strider, he came into the year as my number 2 ranked starting pitcher, and Alex's number 2 starting pitcher, if memory serves. And Garrett Cole, who was both of our number 1s, is 34, would be 38 in the next Olympics.
Will not be available.
We're going to kind of punt on that. But Strider is great. He gets one fewer year of wear and tear because he doors UCL. But we're not going to talk about that. Electric stuff, strikes everybody out. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball. And I would imagine he returns as one of the best pitchers in baseball moving forward.
I agree. Yeah, I do have Strider as one of my pitchers. I just have him as my 4th. But but that doesn't mean the order doesn't really matter.
No.
Out of this, I'll say my next name that I have on mine, George Kirby. I think that George Kirby is legitimately one of the best pitchers in all of baseball right now. and I don't think that's too much of a debate. His entire arsenal is absolutely fantastic, and he's still young. I don't think he's going to even be 30 by the time the next Olympics rolls around. And when you have that kind of amazing stuff and you've been playing at the clip that you are right now, legitimately, he's a Cy Young contender today, like when it comes to ability-wise. So it seems criminal not to put him on the list.
So my third pitcher, Hunter Green, former top pick. He has been cooking this season, got the fastball velo, just pumping. And he's really developed into a much more well-rounded pitcher this season, and that's something I think will be valuable moving forward. Oh, yeah, and he's in his age 24 season right now, so he has plenty of time to go. And I would love to see him pitch half of his games at anywhere other than Great American Ballpark, because the ERA gets inflated over there. Bring it down a little bit, have him pitch in a normal environment. So Hunter Green.
Yep, makes sense. My next one I've got is Tariq Skubal. I mean, what more is there to say? Right now, he is arguably top 3 pitcher in all of baseball. So, and he's still fairly young as well. I think that's another very easy pick to have.
Yep, very easy. Probably the Cy Young in the American League as we speak. He's my 4th pick. Easy money.
Yeah, exactly. And then the last one we decided to each have a little bit of fun with. Here, Splash, who was your last starting pitcher?
That is Cole Reagans, baby.
Yeah.
Who will be starting the wild card series for the Kansas City Royals this season? It will be Cole Reagans. I have visions of one of the I'm blanking on the movie that it came from, but the cinema, this is how it ends, and that's like the last shot. The last shot of the Cole Reagans story is going to be him throwing the first pitch of the wild card series. It's going to talk about the trade that sends him from Texas. It's going to talk about all the arm injuries he overcame, and it'll be him standing on the mound throwing the first pitch to probably a Minnesota Twin. Cinema.
That makes sense. Yeah. No, yes. I respect it. My last starting pitcher is actually a tandem that each is going to go only about 3 or so innings. The tandem of Brett Phillips and David Fletcher, baby. Position players, turned pitchers. Absolutely legendary. Can you imagine seeing a guy throwing a knuckleball going at 60 miles an hour and then immediately changing it to a 98-mile-per-hour fastball? Legendary. Absolutely perfect.
I will say there is actually precedent to this. Anthony Gose, former MLB position player, was on the 2021 USA roster as a pitcher. There's history. Yeah, there's history precedent.
So so actual answer, as much as it would be absolutely funny to have those two, I'm gonna keep it to Mariners here. Logan Gilbert, just another pitcher that has absolutely dominated over the last number of years. Is still very, very young. He'll only be 31, I believe, come the next Olympics, and he's already hitting strikes. That's going to be prime Gilbert at that point. So. Yes. Those are our starting pitchers that we've got right now. We each chose also one closing pitcher, but I believe we also just agreed it's Mason Miller.
I have Ben Joyce.
Oh yeah, I forgot you did choose when we were going.
Yeah, we will respect the 105-mile-per-hour flame. I guess Miller also can.
Yeah, Miller can also throw that.
Ben Joyce, just true American right there.
Yeah, no, 100%. Mason Miller. I mean, you got to have the Oakland Athletics representation, obviously.
Do you?
Sorry. Actually, no. Apologies. Las Vegas Gamblers.
Oh, good Lord.
Anyway. All right. So now we get to our lineups here. We have each chosen starting 1 through 9 here with a DH as well, because we are sensible people. And
are we, though?
No, we're not. Anyway. So... we're going to get started. We're going to go one by one. Honestly, I think that would be most fun with this one.
Position or batting lineup?
Position.
Okay.
Batting lineup. Batting lineup. Because that'll also tell us, we'll also say the position at that point, too.
Yeah.
So you started with pitchers. I'll start with hitters. My leadoff guy is the shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr. Like, this feels like a gimme. Gotta be honest. He's
fair.
So dang good. He's so young as well. This dude is electricity personified as a baseball player.
Absolutely. He's also my leadoff hitter, but my number 2 hitter, welcome back, Mookie Betts, playing right field for me.
I like that. That's a solid pick. My number 2 is a position change, mostly for someone. That's Corey Seager, batting number 2 as the second baseman. I think he's going to be getting a little bit older here. Plus, some of the other guys I think have stronger arms than he does, but he is still a masher at the plate here. Still one of the best young guys. And honestly, him moving to second really just shows how good the infield is for this kind of team.
Right. Absolutely.
So my number 3 hitter, still at first base, I've got Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper is about as much of an American pick as you can get. The dude won a home run derby while wearing a U.S. flag American bandana. Like, the dude is about, if you think of American ball players currently playing, I think the number 1 name is Bryce Harper.
Yeah, he's Mike Trout, maybe more baseball famous, but in terms of just pure fame baseball player, it's Bryce Harper. He's also my 3-hole hitter playing first base.
I'll say real quickly, fame as known as being an American as well. That's the main thing with it. Because I definitely think Trout is probably more famous overall. But when I put the two together, baseball in America, I think
Harper's a more famous person than Mike Trout is.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
Trout, if you're like in baseball circles, Trout's more famous.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Fair enough. So number 4, Splash, I'll let you go first on this one because you, for those watching the YouTube vlog, which by the way, remember, you can go watch us on YouTube as well as listen to us on Spotify. Go subscribe to us on YouTube here at LAR Baseball and go Losses Above Replacement and then on Spotify as well. Anyway, your number 4, Splash.
That would be Aaron Judge. This is a very easy pick. DH in this case, but very easy pick. I think he's still going to be hitting tanks in 4 years. He won't be playing center for me, but I think he could be an option in the corners. But I just plug him in at DH, let him mash Aaron Judge.
That's fair. My number 4 guy is my catcher, American League switch hitting best catcher in baseball, Cal Raleigh, the Big Dumper. The dude is so damn good at baseball, and you cannot tell me that you do not want to see a LA like stadium full of people chanting "Dumper, Dumper, Dumper," like while chanting for Team America. To quote a Marvel movie, that's America's ass.
Okay, yes, but I would definitely not have Cal batting 4th.
I would have Cal batting 4th. Dude is incredible.
Oh, we can, from one homer pick to another. At the hot corner, I have Austin Riley, Mississippi boy. He's going to be 31, young, thick. Austin Riley just rakes, man. He's been a lot better since he got off the paternity list and since he got back from his injury scares. He just rakes, man. Doubles, homers, singles the other way. He's walking a little bit more than he usually does. He just rakes. This is also a point that you could go Royce Lewis. This is also a point you could move one of your other shortstop types. Like you could move Mason Wynn to third base. Yeah, fine. You could play Royce Lewis there. Fine. You can have old man Nolan Arenado. Fine. But I will take Austin Riley there.
That's fair. Honestly, I thought about going Riley at third. I ended up going Gunnar Henderson at third base. I think that's another respectable pick, another younger player that by that time is going to be in his late 20s. At that point, I think he's going to be getting right into the prime at that point. I think he's going to be the number 1 guy at that point. My next one, you talked about him earlier. I have one Arson Judge but I haven't played defense. I have him over in right field. I don't think he's going to have the speed needed to play center at that point in his career. He's going to be 37, I believe. So it's like put him there. Yeah, we were talking about this pre-production. The fact that Adalberto Mondesi is younger than Aaron Judge by several years is hilarious to me. Yeah. But regardless, I think I have him over in right field. The dude's going to hit nuke after nuke after nuke here, and he's still going to have a good arm to be able to make the throws from right field, just not the speed to play center. So I have him in right.
Okay, that's fair. My second baseman is Gunnar Henderson. You could mix and match. You can put Witt at second. You can put Gunnar at second. You can have Jackson Holliday in this conversation, number 1 prospect in baseball. But I have Gunnar Henderson manning second base, hitting 6th, and hitting some tanks from the left side.
Heck yeah, absolutely. My number 7 guy, I have. It hurts me to put an Astro on there, but I got Kyle Tucker out in left field.
Will he be an Astro at this point? Probably not.
No, at this point, he's going to be playing for the White Sox, world champion White Sox. So,
I don't know if that's going to happen there, pal.
Definitely not, but we're going to come back to this podcast 4 years in the future, and when he is White Sox and they won the World Series, I'm going to be like heralded as a prophet or something.
This implies they would win like the 2027 World Series. Not even like in 2028, it doesn't count. But
exactly. No, this is how to be the 2027 World Series. Yeah,
they might win it this year though.
Their
elimination number, I think, is 3.
The fact that you have an elimination number in August is just depressing.
Yes.
Anyway,
I think they'd be eliminated from the playoffs if they have a bad week this week. Now, granted, a lot of their weeks have been bad. Now,
I was about to say,
shout out Grady Sizemore, her manager.
Yeah, Grady Sizemore, MLB Power Pro 2008 legend, the new manager interim.
Also, I believe still the best Cleveland outfielder by WAR since 2000.
I think that tracks.
Like 5 seasons.
That makes sense. Yeah. No, I love Grady Sizemore, and I think him taking over the team is mostly a publicity pick, but at the same time, it's also, I'm not disrespecting him at all. I want to see him do the job.
Yeah, he had I believe he was in Arizona last year, and Chicago hired Arizona's like assistant GM to be their assistant GM. And he was like working a $15 an hour intern job. Like Grady Sizemore, MLB All-Star, like one of the best. They were having this conversation on one of the Effectively Wild, maybe. They were having this conversation. If he's one of the best, like, young supernovas, if you will, since 2000. Like, he's on that list of guys who were unbelievable and then he's sort of if like Trout and Griffey are like the legends that had tail ends of the careers derailed by injury, Sizemore is like 70% of the way to being like a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And then just got absolutely derailed.
Yeah, it's really depressing at that point. All right, so you said your number 7 guy, all right?
My number 7 guy, another Riley. This one is Riley Green, playing left field. Okay. Young, walks, plays defense, hits for power. I think he's going to be the next great Tiger. He and Skubal for the future there, and you have other question marks. Maybe Colt Keith plays second base for us down the line. I don't know, but Riley Green in left.
Oh, I like that. My number 8 hitter is Corbin Carroll, the center fielder. Another young guy here that people had a lot of questions on him going into this year and after the first couple of months of the season, where he just did not play up to snuff. He's been on an absolute tear over the last couple of months. And now the fact
You're welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
We had a pre-production meeting, I guess, and I'm out on Corbin Carroll. He doesn't hit the ball hard anymore. I think he's still dealing with a shoulder injury, and now he's like Barry Bonds. So
exactly.
What do I know?
Yeah, fair enough. But no, like again, another young guy got like absolutely incredible speed, the incendiary speed at that point to go put him out in center field. I was about to say shout out to Steve Smith, but yeah, no, incendiary speed out in center field. I mean, if he just keeps the bat going, he's gonna be just fine.
Absolutely. It's my number 8 hitter, the other American League switch hitting catcher, Adley Rutschman. This one, you could argue that Cal's a better catcher. That's a perfectly fine argument. I think Adley is a more famous baseball player, with all due respect to Big Dumper. You get another Oriole in there. Orioles might win a World Series by this point. Could be the face of baseball by this point in the Joe Mauer, Buster Posey realm. Great player. I also was considering Austin Wells, but I probably get shot by the non-Yankees fans that listen to this.
Although I will say the fact that you put Adley Rutschman batting 8th and I put Cal Raleigh batting 4th just proves that Cal Raleigh is a better baseball player. Anyway, on to number 9.
You put Aaron Judge batting 6th, pal.
Number 9 hitter. Number 9. To be fair, I at least had a reason for it. He's going to be 37.
Okay, then why is he in the lineup then?
Because he still mashes.
But then if he mashes, he should be higher in the lineup, no?
Yeah, but everybody mashes.
That's a good point.
Everybody, that's why we're making an all-American team.
Okay, go ahead, Alex.
There we go. And my number 9, I wanted to have a little bit of fun and still make a pick that made sense here. My designated hitter batting 9th is Kyle Schwarber. I think he's also going to be getting up there in age, but he does one thing and he does it well, and that is hit bombs. And I like him a lot more in the leadoff spot but you can't have him leading off with Bobby Witt Jr. on your team. So my thought process is I'm a big fan of the 9-1-2 style of making a lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And so this at least does give him probably more chances to be a leadoff guy as the number 9 hitter. So I think it makes sense at that point because he's still going to have some leadoff play while still having Bobby Witt as your true leadoff man.
Sure. And my 9 hitter, actually a guy who hits 9th relatively often, Michael Harris. I know he's had a down year and he's coming back from injury right now, but he'll be 27 in 2028. All three of us ranked him as a top 5 center fielder heading into the season. And he only Americans ahead of him, Trout, who would age out of center field by this point, Aaron Judge, who would also age out of it. And Julio Rodriguez, not American. Luis Robert, not American.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
And Brendan Nimmo, who would have been 6th on my list, plays left field now in 2024. So I don't think he would be playing center field in 2028. Yeah. So there's my Harris.
That makes perfect sense.
You could also go Jackson Merrill.
Let's talk about some other guys that we left
James
off.
Wood.
Yeah, exactly.
You can just go through the prospect list and say, hey, yeah, if this guy pans out, because just think going back to 2020, would Gunnar Henderson have been in our team if we're making a 2024 lineup?
Yeah.
Would Gunnar Henderson be there? No.
Yeah.
Would Bobby Witt Jr. be there? No. Betts would be, yes. Harper would be, yes.
Yeah.
Would Aaron Judge? Would Aaron Judge be there?
Here's the thing with
maybe,
especially when it comes to Bryce Harper is, would you have him at first base or would you have him actually out in the outfield in 2020? If we're doing this kind of thing in 2020.
Exactly.
Like legitimately, that was one of the things I was thinking of when making this is, do I want to put Harper at first base or do I want to say he's going to go back to being an outfielder?
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, I'm like, you know what? I think he might just be a first baseman now, full time.
In fact, Austin Riley wasn't even good at this point in 2020.
Yeah. I remember that. We were talking like, this dude just lets balls get right past him and he hits a ball hard. Yeah, but not very much.
Strikes out with the down and away slider.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2021, he's like, okay, I'm here. I'm just going to be Chipper Jones for the next 10 years.
Just decide to say, you know what? I'm not going to swing and miss at a low outside slider.
Well, he still does that, but now he's just going to wear out the State Farm sign and write.
Though to be fair, he gave that mentality of hitting to Javi Baez. So Splash's, for those of you not on Spotify, Splash's face just got like you ate a lemon. It was fantastic.
Shout out to CJ Abrams.
Yep. Abrams was another guy I was thinking of.
He could be on the infield. Just there's honestly no way to go wrong with these.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
And of course, it's some players. I'll give you Freddie Freeman, for example.
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman is an American. He plays for the Canadian national team. There are players we might not know what nationality they would play for in a hypothetical Olympic scenario. Maybe they play for somewhere else. Randy, example, played for the Mexican national team.
Yep.
Jaron Duran, an American player, played for the Mexican national team.
Yep. Yeah, so at this point, like, again, this is just from players that we know were born in the United States of America. Yeah. So that's what we had to pick from on this. There's a very real chance some of these guys play for other countries as well, or some of the guys that could be from another country that have citizenship in the USA could play for Team USA. Like, it's very possible on all of this. But let us know what you guys think here. We brought up also a bunch of other names that could have been on a team. Royce Lewis was some of them. It's like Wood, all these other guys. Let us know
what in the outfield.
Yeah, Kwon was another guy that I'm like, dang, that dude is such a good hitter. I love him.
Jared Jones.
Let us know what you guys think. What would be your lineup here for the 2028 USA Olympic baseball team? Let us know on Twitter, on the Bird app, at LAR_baseball, or just overall on YouTube on the comment section of this video. But now let's move on here to our next segment here. Also, by the way, let us know who you thought had the better lineup. That's another fun one to do. Because usually they vote with you, Splash.
They would be correct in this case.
I don't think they would.
I
mean, I have Cal Raleigh on my team. He's my background guy. Here, obviously, he's the best player in baseball. 100%.
Maybe if you're a Mets fan, he looks like it. Sorry, Mac.
Oh, poor Matt. I think he's at the airport at the time of this recording, coming back from
Yes.
Japan.
I think he'll be back next week.
He will be back next week. Yeah, he should be back. So then we can finally have it where
we can be sane again.
Well, to be fair, it's bold of you to assume that either of us were ever sane.
That's a good point.
We're baseball fans that enjoy the pain of our teams losing. That's why we keep coming back for it.
We're not going to talk about the results of Sunday, August 11th.
I mean, I would love to, but
no.
Not of the Atlanta Barbs. The Seattle Mariners at Mets game, I would love to.
They really barfed that one up.
They really did barf that one up. Okay. Anyway,
please talk about Victor Robles.
Yeah. Speaking of my Mariners here, the Mariners made a big move it's like about a month ago, I want to say. They've signed Victor Robles here just off the street. He got DFA'd from the Nationals. And a lot of people were like, okay, he's going to be a journeyman or he's just going to be done. He was a former top prospect and now it's just kind of fizzled out. Mariners sign him, and he proceeds to be one of the best offensive players on this team and has helped this team refine its good vibes. Him and Randy Rosarena together are an absolute friendship I need to have more of in my life. But the reason why we're talking about it now is it was officially announced today that Victor Robles has signed an extension with the Seattle Mariners for 2 years, $9.5 million. 9.25, I believe exactly, with a club option for 2027 at $9 million. Now, this is a move I absolutely love. This guy has been red hot. He has revitalized a clubhouse that honestly was playing with about as much life as a dead rabbit. Like, it was sad to watch, and I got sad watching them. But now, like, honestly, with Robles and him playing well, along with Randy Rosarena and all that, this is an amazing move that shows the locker room that we're here to win, we're here to right now, and we care about this team's well-being. And I never thought I would say that about a guy that was not a Mariner 2 months ago.
To put it into perspective, Victor Robles has 1.4 baseball reference WAR in 46 games.
Yeah, he's been batting over 300 as well. I think it's a WRC plus of like 140.
Yeah, OPS plus of 140. This is the same Victor Robles that burned out with the Nationals. 12 for 12 on steals, 7 doubles, 3 jacks. Has been playing perfectly all right defense in the outfield. He has 1 F4 since July 1st, which is second on the team to a certain dumper. It's just been this has been a whirlwind of greatness we've seen from Victor Robles, and he's remembered as like a failed top prospect. He did win a World Series with the Nationals, but
this is true.
He was a guy that, in 2019, he bursts onto the scene, 17 homers, 33 doubles, 28 steals. Not many guys are doing that at age 22. And then he never got back to that. He was OPS plusing in the 60s the next 3 years. Last year, he was pretty good in limited sample size. And then this year with the Nats, in a similarly small sample size, was just horrendous, hitting 120, no extra base hits. He's let go. He's gone. The remnants of the Nationals World Series team just crumbling. They still have Patrick Corbin, but crumbling. And then he comes to Seattle. Known pitcher-friendly ballpark at T-Mobile Park, and known right-handed hitter Victor Robles is good, is a productive hitter. There's no other righty, I guess Cal half counts, or like 30% counts given the platoon, but regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Victor Robles, as a right-handed hitter in Seattle, is thriving.
Mm-hmm.
Those words do not make any logical sense together, but it's happening.
Yeah. And it's incredible to watch, too. Like, this dude came out of nowhere. And to be fair, when he first started with the team, he wasn't doing great. Like, first couple of weeks, he had some really bad errors. He screwed up pretty badly in center field here, including dropping a few baseballs, taking some pretty ugly routes, and the batting average was just not there. And a lot of us are wondering, okay, so he's just here to buy time until Julio gets better, I guess? And then something happens. A switch flips, and he becomes Prime Barry Bonds. Like, he just starts mashing. He plays incredible defense. He decides, you know what? Every ball that's hit my way, I'm going to catch it. Every ball that looks like it could be a trouble ball, I'm going to make it look easy. I'm going to flash up the no-fly zone signal here, and you guys are going to say that it's an homage to Julio, not a knock on him. And that was one thing that I was scared about when he started doing that. I'm like, oh, please, people don't think that he's just trying to take it from Julio. No, they're working together on this. And I love that. But everything just sort of flipped, and it really has shown how much better that this team has gotten here. And he is one of the biggest reasons why. You take a look at what this team has looked like since July 1st, right? And the Mariners have made a number of additions, including Victor Robles, Randy Arozarena, Justin Turner, and there's been a culture change, it feels like, and he has really been at the forefront of it. It's so weird to think about that in a trade deadline where you acquired Randy Arozarena, and notable veteran with multiple World Series appearances and a World Series ring, and Justin Turner. The number one guy you got was a free agent signing that was down on his luck. That is so weird to think about, but it's just one of those get lucky gems of what you find. But the one thing I want to bring up on this is how fun he is making the clubhouse right now, how much fun he is. If anyone has not already, go on YouTube and just search a Victor Robles interview baseball game. And the interview that he did yesterday while playing already has like 5 memorable moments within one inning. One inning, and this dude is giving some of the funniest quotes. My favorite one personally was a ball was hit to center field, and he goes, "Sorry, I gotta go make a play." And he makes the play on it. When Polanco hit his home run, he was still mic'd up, and he was like, "Yeah! Yeah!" He was losing his mind, and the little Mariner fan me is over here just like, I love this man. I absolutely love him. And the reason why is he's playing great baseball, but he is making the vibes better again. Seattle has had, this is going to be the sound clip for me for this episode here. Seattle has had a vibes issue since the offseason. When you traded away Eugenio Suarez, the move made sense from a logistical manner. You getting rid of a guy that had a lot of strikeouts. Defense was good, but not like incredible, right? He was considered for a Gold Glove, didn't get anywhere close to it though. But the biggest thing that he brought to the team was vibes. He was a great guy, and people loved being around him. One of the reasons why Jeff Francoeur was stayed so long in Major League Baseball, despite him being below average to average. And this was a move that gave you back your vibes. You now have even more vibes than at any other point here, and it is because you have guys like Randy Arozarena and now Victor Robles, who has been the spark for all of it to ignite. His play on the field has brought good vibes. His personality has brought good vibes. His interaction with teammates has brought more good vibes. And right now, that's what this team needed. Because you take a look at this team going into the start of the season, and I don't think anybody truly thought this was going to be a bad team. Like, every part of them, from top to bottom, they had improved in a lot of ways. Yes, they got a little bit worse in places, but they had improved in a lot of ways. Your main goal was to eliminate strikeouts, and yet you somehow had more, which is hilarious.
That is the Mariners way right there.
Oh, I hate it so much. But you now, like, none of it made sense, but it really was down to the vibes just not vibing, to the vibes just not being there. Going back to what I was saying earlier, that the team resembled more of the energy resembled that of a dead rabbit. Like, but now with Robles and this signing in particular, this is the front office saying to the team, we care about the well-being of this team. We are rewarding players that are doing good things. we are keeping Robles. You guys get our good, it's like a good guy, and the vibes will keep running.
More than vibes, there were 10 outfielders that had one or more baseball reference or Fangraphs WAR in July. Just 10. Lawrence Butler, the GOAT, led the way. Juan Soto, heard of him. Brenton Doyle, heard of him. Aaron Judge, heard of him. Byron Buxton, also the GOAT. Jarren Duran, Anthony Santander, Victor Robles, Randy Arozarena, and Julio Rodriguez. 3 of those guys play for the same team. Julio's not quite back from injury yet, but 3 of those guys.
He came back yesterday.
Oh, okay. 3 of those guys will be sharing an outfield very soon. I
cannot wait for that, by the way.
Robles is hitting 177 this month in 38 plate appearances, so I will say that. But he did get the extension today. Big money moves for the Mariners, and good to lock him up. And at the worst case scenario, it's like what, $9 million over 2 years.
Yeah, it's $9.25 million over 2 years with a club option for $9.75 million with a team option for 2027 worth $9 million.
Yeah, so worst case scenario, it's basically $10 million a year. So,
which I mean, I think it's only like $4 million a year because I think the 9.75,
$10 million over 2 years. My bad.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Pretty low.
Which is a drop in the bucket. It feels like at this point.
Yes. Now, granted, the Mariners have their tricky situation with the RSNs, but you can cross that bridge in the offseason. Your goal now is to make the playoffs and win the division.
That's exactly what the goal is. And right now, with the addition of Robles, here the way he's been playing, with all the moves that they've made, they look like they're in a prime position to actually do it. But they are in a dogfight with the Houston Astros. But both teams have been playing exceptionally well. And honestly, August and September is going to be a blood fight. It is going to be
lit. Also, the American League is going to be lit. They're tied up at the top, Baltimore, New York. That's going to be a dog fight. A lot of fun.
There's a lot of fun, yeah.
Then you have the National League East tripping over itself.
This is very true.
Yeah,
you have the National League East Mets falling to Seattle by sweep after Seattle nearly got swept by Detroit.
Yeah, there's a tweet. I think it was either from Jay Kuda or from Brooksgate. Both great accounts. Follow them.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Give both
worst records in the last time period. And it was the White Sox at the bottom. And then the Phillies and the Nationals were second bottom. And then the Braves were like fourth bottom. Yeah. And the Mets have been better than that. But the Mets have been like going up and down and up and down. They've been quite rough the last like couple weeks.
One other, I think this was another Jay Kuda bit, and it was the Mariners' record since the year 2000, and at that date, of course, is at that date, and they were exactly 500. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yep, checks out.
Yeah. Oh yay. Anyway, let us know what you guys think here about Victor Robles. Here, do you think that he is just a flash in the pan? Do you think that this is just one-hit wonder that he's going to be gone or not producing coming into September and all that? Or do you think that the Mariners got away with a steal? Yeah. Let us know again on Twitter or YouTube. Any other way that you can get a hold of us, we'd be more than happy to hear what you have to say. But now it is trivia time with Splash. So Splash,
okay.
I'm very nervous for this trivia.
It's less trivia and more fun baseball player talk. Which, granted, has a lot of what we talk about.
Yeah, I mean, we're a baseball podcast. I sure as hell would hope so.
Yes. But yeah. I have ESPN pulled up from the year 2000. This is an article written September 19th, 2000, based on the Sydney Olympics. Okay. I'm going to read off some descriptives, and you tell me who the player is.
Oh, Lord. This is for the 2000 baseball USA team?
Yes, this is for the American team in 2000. I will say the first one will be probably the hardest one. He was not an MLB Power Pro, so I can't give you any hints there.
Dang.
But here we go.
So what's like a winning thing for me? Like how many answers do I have to get correct for you to be proud of me?
If you hit 300.
Okay, so I get 3 right. Okay, I'll take that.
Okay, here we go. This catcher in the Devil Rays organization was originally a 6th-round pick by the Blue Jays in 1982. He spent 12 seasons in the majors, playing for 7 teams and hitting .256. He made his major league debut with the Blue Jays in 1988 and was a starting catcher for World Series champions in 92 and 93. He won World Series MVP in one of those years. He hit 276 with 12 homers and 54 RBI for Durham in the AAA season in 2000.
Oh.
So please name this former World Series MVP with the Blue Jays.
I feel like I should know this, but I just don't. Gary Carter?
It is Pat Borders.
Okay.
All right. This player, a first baseman in the Twins organization, a fifth-round selection by the Twins in 1995, led Class A Eastern League with a .323 average in 98, spent all of 99 with Minnesota and played 118 games, hitting .229 with a pair of home runs and 32 RBI. Has posted career highs with 17 homers and 92 RBI while hitting .331 for Salt Lake. He notably is in MLB Power Pros 2008, and he also notably has A-level error resistance.
First baseman with A-level error resistance. Is that Richie Sexton?
No, it is Doug Minkiewicz.
Okay. All right. I was about to say, I'm like, wait a minute.
All right. This shortstop in the Astros organization was the 12th overall pick in 1998 by the Red Sox and was dealt to the Astros in the Carl Everett deal. Hit 10 home runs and collected 44 RBI with Trenton, the AA team, in 99. Hit .244 with 5 home runs and 37 RBI in 117 games with New Orleans in AAA. He is notable because he is also in MLB Power Pros, not on the Astros, though. And he is a beneficiary of multiple Splash certified gold gloves.
Second baseman.
Shortstop.
Sorry, shortstop. Thank you. Is this Bagwell?
No, it is Adam Everett.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right.
A lot of these names I have not thought of in a long time.
It do be like that. Okay, this outfielder in the Expos organization was the 33rd overall selection by the Expos in the 98 draft. He tied the Harrisburg club record with 88 walks in 98. He began the 2000 season with Harrisburg and hit .336 with 6 homers, 36 doubles, and 44 RBI over 66 games. He was promoted to Ottawa in mid-June and is hitting .258 with 9 homers and 31 RBI in 55 games. He is notably in MLB Power Pros 2008 as a member of the Seattle Mariners.
Okay. Okay, so outfield.
Yes.
You said outfield, right? Okay.
Yes, outfield.
See, the problem I'm having now is ones that I know are born in the USA.
Ichiro Suzuki.
Well, no, because the names that are coming to my mind right now are Ichiro Suzuki. Wait, hold on. A name just hit me. I'm trying to remember it.
Okay.
The problem is it's in the year 2000, which is what I'm interested in.
He was a minor leaguer in 2000, though.
Yeah, minor league in 2000. Oh, shoot.
If memory serves, he had B-level power and B-level speed.
No, Brad Wilkerson.
Yes, Brad Wilkerson is correct. All right. We're going to hop on the mound real quick. This right-handed pitcher in the Brewers organization, not the A's, notable because I've been reading Moneyball, was the 10th overall selection by the Brewers in 1999. He made 2 starts for Ogden of the rookie-level Pioneer League before finishing the 99 season at Stockton. Struck out a career-high 14 batters and allowed only 1 hit over 7 2/3. Scoreless innings at Bakersfield on August 7th, 1999 in his 5th Class A start. More stats. Anyways, he is a member of the Brewers in MLB Power Pros 2008.
All right, so you brought up Moneyball. That's what makes me think of this.
No, he notably was not drafted by the A's. Billy Beane wanted him very badly on the A's. But
okay, because I was about to say Chad Bradford.
No.
And I'm like, that's not it.
Brad Chadford.
Brad Chadford. I don't even have a guess on this one. Like,
righty for the Brewers.
What's up?
Righty for the Brewers.
And did you say he was in Power Pros?
Yes, he was in Power Pros.
Can you tell me what team he was in Power Pros?
The Brewers.
Oh yeah, Brewers. Okay.
4-time All-Star. Eventually did play for the A's, in fact, and played for the Braves.
Okay. My guess is Troy Percival.
The correct answer is Ben Sheets.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a name again not thought about A lot. All right,
All
cool.
right. This is a right-handed pitcher for the White Sox organization. Was a third-round selection in '99. Went 4-4 for short season Bristol last summer, fanning 66 batters in 56 2/3 innings. Promoted to Winston-Salem for one start, where he tossed 6 solid innings but didn't get a decision. Began this year in Winston-Salem and went 11-3 with a 2.86 ERA. He won 9 consecutive decisions, including 7 consecutive starts, and pitched a minor league best 30 consecutive innings without a walk this season. He's notable because he's really tall. Like really, really tall. Like 6'11" tall.
So Randy?
No, this is John Roush.
Oh, John. Oh, yeah, he is also an MLB Power Pros, isn't he?
Yes, he was on the Nationals.
Right. I was about to say, like, anytime you see 6'11", the only thing I think of is Randy.
Randy 6'10".
Fair enough, yeah.
Okay, this one I hope you get.
I hope I do too.
This is a right-handed pitcher in the Astros organization. Was a 23rd round pick by the Astros in 1996. Went 13-4 for Class A Michigan in '99. Started in 2000 at Class A Kissimmee and went 4-3 with a 2.98 ERA and 8 starts before being promoted to Round Rock. He's gone 11-3 with a 1.88 ERA in 17 outings for the Express to give him a 15-6 mark with a 2.19 ERA. Fourth best among all minor league hurlers through August 22nd. Recorded a 15 strikeout performance in his first Texas League game, most in the league in more than a decade. Please name this MLB Power Pros 2008 legend who was notable because he won an ERA title with the Astros. Eventually played with the Phillies, Rangers, and Rockies.
What team is he in MLB Power Pros? Astros?
Astros, yes. It was 4th place in Cy Young voting 3 times, at 3rd place 1 year, 5th 1 year.
I'm trying to remember who was on the Astros on Power Pros 2008.
This right-handed pitcher.
Yeah.
National League.
Roy Oswald?
Yes, Roy Oswald is correct.
Let's go.
All right.
All right. I'm batting 200. I'm right about the level of the White Sox. I gotta do one more.
Do be like that. I have one more name for you.
Okay, let's do or die.
Okay, here we go.
Do I have a chance in this one, Splash?
Yes, you have this one is probably maybe not the easiest one, but this is
okay.
Left-handed pitcher for the Cleveland
Redacted
baseball organization. First round pick in 1998. Went 1-0 in 5 starts for rookie level Burlington in the summer of '98. Pitched at 3 different levels last season and finished Class A Kinston, where he went 3-3 in 7 starts. Started this year at Kinston and went 3-2 with a 3.54 ERA in 10 outings before being promoted to Double A Akron in late May. Has gone 3-7 despite a 3.81 ERA in 15 starts. Please name this lefty potential Hall of Famer who notably played for Cleveland, Milwaukee, New York.
Okay. CC Sabathia?
That is correct, CC. The slur.
I got 3! Splash is proud of me!
Yeah, woo, yeah, woo.
I've earned the respect of one Splash. I'm so
like
glad. That was fun, honestly. Like, I had trouble with that one, but that was fun. Mm-hmm. I'm so sad that it took me as long as it did to think of Brad Wilkerson.
Yes. Notably, CC did not pitch in the playoff or pitch in the Olympics because he got elevated to the Cleveland baseball team.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So he was declared ineligible, basically.
That makes sense. Yeah. But no, that was a fun one. That was good. And I'm glad I bat 300. Yay.
There we go.
Fun times. Anyway, let us know what you guys thought of that trivia. I thought that was a fun one. I love anytime that we could bring in MLB Power Pro 2008 into the fold in some way, shape, or form. So fun times. All right. It is now time for the moment to ourselves where we talk about whatever is on our mind. It does not have to be baseball related, but it absolutely can be. Splash, you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I can go first.
All right. Sounds good. All right. I have your timer ready. Your time begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
I would like you folks to think about this for a moment. Tony Gwynn is simultaneously incredibly overrated and incredibly underrated. Just think about it for a moment. Before you type batting average, in a lot of ways, batting average is why he's overrated and underrated. Think about that for a moment. Tony Gwynn. That will be the when I get the Premiere Pro subscription here in a couple weeks. That will be the first video topic I cover: how overrated and underrated Tony Gwynn actually is.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to hear your argument on this one because I've historically loved Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Let me be clear: Tony Gwynn, the person, unimpeachable. He's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's a legend in San Diego. Also, San Diego State basketball legend.
True.
An icon of the game. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like how people talk about him on the internet gets me riled up. Both overrated wise and underrated wise, believe it or not. So
no, that's fair. I also I'm contractually obligated to love Tony Gwynn more because I work for the Collegians, who he was actually a member of the Boulder Collegians.
There you go.
Well, I'm not going to say contractually obligated. Like I said, I've loved Tony Gwynn. I love how he plays the game. I love what he's meant to the game of baseball. Yeah. So,
all right, Alex, your turn, pal.
All right, here we go. We'll start things off in 3, 2, 1, begin. So I'm noticing for myself, I have a lot of hobbies that I just kind of keep cycling between, like from whether it's playing Pokemon cards or collecting baseball cards is my new one right now. I've gotten some kind of cool pulls so far. I have a stamped autograph of Omar Navarro. He's a pitcher with the White Sox. I've gotten a signed Steve Garvey stamped autograph, which is really cool. Actually, just this one right here. I have a but a stamped Trey Turner blue Superfractor, as well as a retro style Julio Rodriguez holographic card, which I think is just really cool in general. I have a lot and I'm trying to figure out like how do I make sure like I don't lose track of my hobbies, because I'll go like head first diving in to a hobby for like a couple months and then remember, oh wait, why am I doing this? Especially when it came to like Pokemon cards and playing the online TCG, which I still love. I still play it from time to time here, but I would go heavy with getting like the code cards and just putting it in, trying to rebuild decks, play, and then just kind of dropped out of it for a little bit. So it's fine. But if you have a hobby, have fun with it and just give it your all. And if you find out that you don't like it, then stop with it. If you do love it, keep it in your back pocket. It could help you out someday.
This is true.
One of the cool things actually I did is on that they actually just had National Baseball Card Day a week or so ago, and I bought this little collector thing, and the back of it had one like extra large trading card, and it was a Clayton Kershaw, which is cool. Nice. I would have just kept it, but I have a neighbor of mine who's a really big Dodger fan. And I'm like, you know what? I think you would enjoy this more than I would. And we've been talking more about cards since then.
Okay. Did you know that Clayton Kershaw holds the record for most consecutive starts with a strikeout?
I did not know that, but that also doesn't surprise me.
It just got snapped.
Wait, who snapped it? How did it snap?
The Giants did. He had the 3 2/3 without a strikeout.
Oh, wow. Wait, so...
The streak is no longer intact. So the first 413 starts of his career, he had a strikeout. Every single start. 414, Giants, nope.
So you're talking about the entire Giants team?
No, I'm talking about when Kershaw was in the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't... When was the last time a team didn't strike out? I'm going to look that up right now.
Yeah, that seems like, I mean, to be fair, if you play against the Mariners, there's going to be a strikeout.
Kershaw had never had a start that he did not record a strikeout until his first start this season.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, the dude is...
Well, but you think, wouldn't another player have a start? Another player would have all of their starts and get out of the first inning and get a strikeout and... You know, even if you got blown up, but nope.
But that's the thing. That's what's so weird about baseball, right? Is that you can have these guys do these incredible feats, but then just be garbage another time. Or you can have these guys that are, normally very good, but then still just have bad outings every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
And
one. That's the thing. It's like a hitting streak that you could be Aaron Judge and you could be Ichiro. Ichiro had 262 hits in a season. He does not hold the hit streak record. He didn't even have particularly long hitting streaks during the season, and he had
a few that got pretty long. I remember there was one he got to like in the 30s, I believe.
Yeah, but then he's not even getting to 40. Like Pete Rose had 40 plus. Willie Keeler had 40 plus. DiMaggio, of course, had 56. And you just think about that, It's funny how that. Darn! I did seasons, not games. My mistake.
It's all good. But no, like I completely understand. And like that's one of the weird things. Like again, I still find it hilarious the one of like the perfect game itself. Like how rare the perfect game
Philip
is.
Umber has a perfect
exactly.
Game.
That's what I was about to bring up was Philip Umber through a perfect game. Domingo Herman through a perfect game, unfortunately. And
okay.
Like,
it actually happened this season with the Dodgers.
The
last time a team went the entire game without striking out, the 2024 Dodgers.
Oh, wow. What game was that?
April 29th.
Okay, so a couple months ago. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still that's so impressive to me, right?
Yeah.
Like
last year it happened 3 times plus a shortened game, and it didn't happen at all 2018, 19, 20, 21, or 22.
So, okay, here's just a random off the cuff question for you here, Splash.
Yep.
We know it's obviously bad to strike out, right? But how many strikeouts? I'm talking about as a hitter.
Yeah.
But
it's not good to strike
average,
out. We can agree with that.
Say it again.
It's not good to strike out.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. Well, yeah. So my question to you is, how many strikeouts do you think is like acceptable in a game here for one team to have? Like hitting on the hitting side wise, because like again, we have a lot of teams that have struck out a lot, Seattle being one of them, and they are looked at lesser upon for it. But it's also just not realistic to say that our guys are never going to strike out.
So this is the shtick with strikeouts, and I'm going to first divert to a different sport and make my point. Josh Allen throws a lot of interceptions.
Yeah,
we're going to go to a different sport. Steph Curry misses a lot of 3-pointers. Think about another. A chef has to break an egg to make an omelet.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you circle back to baseball, I posted this the other day. There have been 7 men in the history of the sport that have struck out 2,000 times. A couple Hall of Famers: Miguel Cabrera, Sammy Sosa, Adam Dunn, Andres Galarraga.
Yeah.
Yeah, Galarraga. Those are all great hitters. Reggie Jackson is in that list. Jim Thome is in that list.
Yep.
Manny Ramirez is in the list. It is part of the great hitters is some strikeout, because you are trading that contact swing, to use an MLB Power Pros analogy. Yes, you would love a player that when they get to 2 strikes just battles and puts the ball in play. You're right. You also love a player that can hit a home run with 2 strikes, right? Get a double with 2 strikes, or do damage with 2 strikes. So I think strikeout totals and strikeout percentages can be a touch misleading, because these great hitters, there's a trade-off there. There's a trade-off. You are looking for more damage, and you're going to give up some contact. Josh Allen is looking for more damage. He will give up some extra interceptions to throw more touchdowns and get more yards. Steph Curry will take missing the most threes in NBA history because he's going to make the most. He already has made the most, and he hits them at a really high percentage, but he still misses, 60% of the threes he takes. Yeah. So that's but to answer your question, if he gets over 30% as a team, then it starts to be like, you have to be really, really productive. And that's the counterpoint you could make to the Reggie Jackson and Jim Thome point. They had their entire careers, right? And then 8th on the list is Justin Upton, who, good player, maybe not a great player, did strike out too much. He was getting to the point of, yes, he strikes out, but it does kind of damage the portfolio when you're striking out that much. Now, if you're Reggie Jackson or Manny Ramirez or Miguel Cabrera or Jim Thome, who cares? Yeah, there is a point where it becomes untenable. That's the Adam Dunn 2011 season. So if you strike out too much, Mark Reynolds falls into this category. If you strike out too much, problems. But Elly De La Cruz is among the league leaders in strikeouts, and he's still one of the best players in baseball, because there's a trade-off.
There's a trade-off, yeah.
When you swing hard, you make more explosive contact. And he would love to not strike out and just get a bunch of do whatever on those 2 strike counts. But think about, say, 100 plate appearances. You have 100 plate appearances, you get to 2 strikes. If you swing hard all 100 times, maybe you strike out 50% of the time, but then the 50 times you do make contact, it's more productive contact. But then you go full Luis Ariz and never strike out. We'll go 0 strikeouts. But you're not making a solid contact. Your BABIP is going to be lower. Your batting average on those balls in play, just when you hit the ball, it's not going to be as productive. And that's the sort of the crux here, that you're trading a player that strikes out is trading potentially great contact for some whiff. And a guy who doesn't make much contact is making less productive contact when they do make contact. And assuming when they do make contact, it's just less productive. And yes, it could be a single. And yes, the batting average, but you also lack slug. And these players also could swing at ball 4. And I think that's something that gets lost when you look at just strikeout totals. It's like, oh, he sucks. He's just whiffing at everything. How many of those, Aaron Judge, for example, how many of those are balls at the knees that probably should be a ball, but it's a strike because he's 6'7"? Or you mentioned Julio, the last couple of years that he gets, screwed on these calls out of the plate. That's good plate discipline. He's just not getting rewarded for it. And it's no different than a guy hitting lasers everywhere, but it just happens to be caught. Give me the guy that hits lasers everywhere that sometimes they get caught. Give me the guy that has good plate discipline that sometimes will get rung up on a questionable strike 3 call.
Yeah, both metrics, you brought up the Aaron Judge versus Luis Ariz. Both of them have their merits to them. But I'll bring up another.
Judge is also second in the league in batting average right now.
Yeah,
ahead of Ariz, by the way. But
yeah, to bring another sport into it, golf player Tiger Woods has hit plenty of shots into the rough, hit plenty of shots into the water, but is still going to go down as one of the greatest golfers of all time. And it doesn't matter. What matters honestly about it is what the results you do end up posting are,
right? As
well as how good can you be even with the mistake, right? Can you recover from that mistake? Because one of the things you mentioned, didn't really mention as much because it didn't really need to be, was you talked about the players that have struck out over 2,000 times in their career. Those guys also have hit 1 billion home runs, have 1 billion RBIs, because they still produce.
And Miguel Cabrera won a Triple Crown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and will be
Miguel Cabrera Miguel Cabrera of our generation, maybe one of the greatest just pure hitters.
Yeah, there's a stat going around from he had a decade that he averaged winning the Triple Crown.
Yeah,
he hit the highest batting average, most home runs, most RBI for a decade. That hitters like that don't grow on trees. But there was a little bit of swing and miss to Miguel Cabrera's game, and he was okay with that because he knew he's going to take a hack here, and if it could be a double, could be a homer, it could be a whiff. That's okay because whiffs are okay sometimes. Now, if you're whiffing every time, that's a problem. If you're Nolan Gorman, that's a problem. When there's no power there.
Gallo, that's a problem. No
yeah,
kidding.
But even with Gallo gets so disrespected. I posted this the other day. Active players with multiple 40 homer seasons and multiple Gold Gloves. Joey Gallo, and do you know the other player?
Yeah.
Nolan Arenado. Yeah, 2 players active. Have multiple Gold Gloves and multiple 40 homer seasons. So yes, Joey Gallo strikes out a lot. It's untenable. I agree. Hitting 195 is not good. But Gallo does have positive things. He's excellent defensively. Has won 2 Gold Gloves. Even manned center field for Texas. Most of those guys that I'm listing out aren't great defenders. Sosa was pretty good. Not going to lie. But Reggie Jackson, not known for his defense. Jim Thome, a DH type. Miguel Cabrera, not known as a defensive player.
What are you talking about? He was an amazing third baseman.
Oh, Lord. No.
I still remember that experiment. That was the funniest thing to watch.
Adam Dunn, not exactly a defensive wizard out there, but
what are you talking? He was a great left fielder.
Joey Gallo was really good defensively, and he walks a lot. Yes, I know he hits for a low average, but there's a trade-off there, and teams were okay with saying, we're going to give you a shot here, because when he did make contact, things happened. If he made more contact, but things weren't happening, imagine he hit 195 with a 20% strikeout rate instead of 195 with a 40% strikeout rate.
Yeah, it really, again, it comes down to results. What are you bringing to the table? How are you helping this team win?
Right.
So,
precisely.
All right, so with that, I think that's going to do it for our podcast here. Thank you so much to everyone for tuning in. You can go follow us on Twitter at LAR_baseball. Go subscribe to us on YouTube. Here, Losses Above Replacement on YouTube. Also, leave a 5-star review on Spotify here. But then also, you can follow us individually on Twitter. You can go follow Splash at Mr. Splashman19, and you can go follow me at SportsGuy242. But from all of us here at Losses Above Replacement, we want to thank you all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. And I hope to see you all real soon.